in Heathmont. Home ground advantage. Here's Matt Fodia debuting here, Division 3 game day. It's Heathmont versus the Waverley Blues.
Up goes Evans, and he wins a tap for Heathmont. Hit an under, good handball out of there by English, but he's been pinged for a throw. So Waverley Blues get the footy and they get their advantage and go long inside 50. It's a shallow entry, but it's a good grab. It's a really good grab there for the Blues by Ben Turner. So he's about just outside the arc, slide angle. He doesn't look like he's got the journey. He's looking for an option. Sorry, McNamara, and he goes low into the pocket and finds that man, Ben Turner. So he's out by the scoreboard here at H.E. Parker. We've gone 30 seconds, and the Waverley Blues have been seamless.
Yeah, the ground's in really good nick this afternoon.
Isn't it?
Doesn't look like there's going to be any nuances with the bouncing or anything. It's, I think, a true contest, and I think both sides are going to get equal say in how the game goes.
No excuses as Turner trots in. Looks like all right off the boot.
Bang!
And he's kicked it. So the first one of the day for the Waverley Blues. They're one straight 6 after 55 seconds. Heathmont yet to score. Ben Turner gets his first.
Yeah, just an errant piece of play from Brent English. Tried to force the issue from the midfield. Got caught for indifferent exposure.
I agree with it. I think it was a throw.
It was there, and Waverley Blues cleared the ball and made hay while the sun shines.
Yep, they certainly took advantage, and Heathmont fans, they'll be loving that. That's what Brett English does. If it pays off 90% of the time, then they're happy people.
That's it.
So, Pida restart this game now, and the Rucks do go at it. Quickly came down, and stacks on the mill means that we'll restart this one. Bendigo Bank scoreboard early in the piece. It's the Waverley Blues leading Heathmont by 1 goal. Of course, this afternoon, Barry Cotts will be working hard across the score centre. English took it from the stoppage, drives the ball inside forward 50. It came down. Nice little handball out there by Colombo. Got sort of a bit of a touch on the side, and it drifted over the boundary line and out of bounds.
And we got reference that it's a Brucey, and he's the one with the blonde wig.
Well, I think just in that play there, Finn Brown playing centre forward just jumped in Brucey's territory. And they need to work that out a bit better as the afternoon progresses.
Haynes took it from the stoppage, quickly brought down in a very strong Jake Tycross tackle, and might just have a bit of stoppage of play here. So one of the Heathmont players who is feeling a little bit ginger, I think it is Jordan Hayes, who was in that contest. He's a little bit proppy at the moment. The Rucks go at it. Taberner from the back spot knocked it towards the boundary line, and over she goes for another boundary throw in. So deep in the Heathmont forward line.
Hey, on the full.
They trail by 1 straight kick, and you're spot on, Matt. It's a free kick to the Waverley Blues as the kick goes spearing in. Mark wasn't taken, but they've got the numbers here. Malloy got the handball away, and now they're off to the races. The kick goes up. Oh, it's a beautiful kick too. Turner kicked the first goal inside 450. Will it bounce all the way through? It pushes to the left-hand side. So he had the chance. He went for it and threw for a minor score. That's the first of the afternoon, the minor score, and they lead by 7 points. 1-1-7, the Waverley Blues. Heathmont yet to score. That was very quick end-to-end, Brash.
It was, and Ben Turner really leading Dave Sindridge to the ball at the moment.
So it's a big fire there, spoiled down by Hawkins from the Waverley Blues, but English gathers again with a nice handball out towards the runner in Stevens. Bailey Stevens down the line. It's a good, strong mark on centre wing here for the Jets from Finn Brown, who earlier jumped into his own teammate, but he's just eager to get at the footy, Brash. So he gives the handball off to English, swings around that trusty left boot and goes straight down the middle of the ground. That's a great kick. So marking just in the centre square at true centre half forward is Bailey Stevens. He goes wider still, and he's found a target in Lee Odermatt, who drops the mark on hands and knees, and gathering there nicely is Kurt Benjamin. He's got his handball away there to McLean. McLean gave it off to the runner in Robinson, and they're away again, the Blues, but stopping Matthew Sharp in his tracks there. It was a good tackle from the Jets, and they do well. Stevens whacks it forward down the far wing now. Picked up there by Michael Robinson for the Blues, who cuts back inboard on the left boot. It's a dangerous kick, but it finds its target, and the Blues are off. They're looking to run and carry. No stoppage of play. They're just playing on as the ball moves wider again. Still to Alex Playstead. His brother's out this week with the finger injury, and he's wrapped up by Jake Sheriff. And it's a ball up about 70 metres out from the Waverley Blues goal.
Young Bailey Stevens for Heathmont being prominent early.
So tap down again, one there by Savage. But it's Young kicking forward for Heathmont, but he's got no one down there. And it's another mark behind the play here for Benjamin, who's been good so far. He chips back. So the Blues now looking to slow the tempo down. It's been frantic opening play. They're looking to play a bit of a slingshot as that kick misses its target. And the handball down the line to Malloy. And they just get out of a little bit of trouble here, the Blues. But it's good pressure from Colombo. Picking up, there's Hawking. He gives the handball back in board, and it's found its way to Malloy again, who goes short and finds a good target at Alex Playstead, who handballs, and they're just running straight away. Taking on the tackler there was Billy Evans. And his kick just missed the target. Savage goes in hard and works really well there. Kick inside 50. It's a shallow entry. Someone's down behind play for Heathmont. But we'll have to watch the ball as Turner's there again. He's been involved in everything. And he's given away a free kick as Turner, despite having the ball, he took the player off over the head. And there we go. And we can just take a deep breath.
And a breath that's well deserved. Great calling early in the piece, Matt Fodier, as English switches the play here. Mark's been taken by Stevens in the back pocket. They want to create a bit of a run here. They've got the loose player, Heathmont, up towards the wing position, looking for Colombo, trying to keep it in. He's a clever player and he's done just that. He just needs the ball to sit up. That's three paddles still going after it. He had some support there in Young. Little handball backwards. Heathmont still have the numbers. English is in there. He'll maybe use his opposite foot. Elects to go with the handball. Now Stevens on the right boot pokes it up towards the half-forward line. It was a one-on-one contest, and over the boundary line she goes for a boundary throw-in.
If I have one criticism of the Heathmont forward line, they're playing from behind. Even though these guys are experienced, that doesn't mean that they can afford to play. They've got to play in front when the ball comes down their way.
So Taberner went up against Evans, palmed it down nicely there to Stevens, banked it on his boot. He's had a few touches early in this piece. Inside forward 50 over the top of Brown's head, and will go over the boundary line out of bounds.
There doesn't seem to be any breeze either, Brash, so there wouldn't be any reason to sit out the back.
No.
Looks like a perfect day for footy.
So deep in the Heathmont forward line, yet to trouble the scoreboard, the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They trail by 7. Blues have kicked one of each. 1 goal, 1 point. Came down a breeze. Couldn't actually get boot to ball, then dispossessed. Umpire call play on.
I think at the moment Waverley Blues are getting the game played on their terms. They want to keep the ball moving and get their runners into the game, whereas Heathmont more kick to position type.
Well, Abruzzi went up that time against Taberner. It came down. There's a lot of players around this football. It's going to be pressured towards the boundary line. Price got the knock away. The quick kick comes out of that danger zone, bouncing across. Savage chases after it. Paint beats all players, and we'll have another boundary throwing. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, firstly to Division 2, and Mirrabug's got out of the blocks. Mirrabug 3 goals straight, 18 to Mulgrave. No score, 5-minute mark, first quarter.
Should be a long day for the Lions. So it's thrown in on centre wing. Taberner goes up against Evans. He wins the tap, does the ex-Montrose man, but it goes towards the Heathmont centre forward position, where laying some body on there was another Montrose man, Conyers, in and under. He lays a tackle for the Jets, but the Blues get it away again. Taberner there, handball backwards, finds Hawkins. He swings it backwards again, and that's good play. So Sharp gave it in, but oh no. Hawkins' chip kick has found Abruzzi, and he's playing on the opposition team, Brash. It's a poor kick.
Yeah,
it sounded all right until we figured out he was playing for the wrong team.
And unfortunately, when you're going to go for that switch, Matty, you've got to kick the ball long to position.
No, he did. He just stabbed at it,
and he stabbed at it and paid the penalty.
So here he goes. He's looking sort of 2008 circa Shane Watson. He's Ben Abruzzi. As he comes in from about 45 out, slight angle. It's a good-looking kick.
Looks pretty good to me.
So for all the Waverley Blues' hard work, they've only got a point lead at the moment. We've gone almost 9 minutes here, and it's Heathmont 1 straight 6, Waverley Blues 1-1-7 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Momentum is a big thing in football. When you control the contest for 10 minutes, you've got to try and hit the scoreboard as much as you can. Heathmont, with limited opportunities for the inside 50, managed to capitalise on a poor skill error from the Waverley Blues defence.
We're going to have to find a nickname for Abruzzi, Ben, because I don't think no one can get a consistent name, so we can think of a nickname. That'd help.
Just about to save you, and then you threw it out wrong again, mate, as it comes up now. Heathmont looking to go forward again. Well done there by Rourke. Got the handball away to English. Uses his opposite side. That was a good little toe poke. Spotted up Stevens on the right boot. It's got to be downfield. It has to be. Abruzzi's going to take another shot on goal. This time it'll be from about 45 metres out of 45 degree
similar
angle.
Position.
I don't think Bryce McGain will be too happy. The most experienced player in the Waverley Blues lineup giving away a very cheap free kick there.
With the opposite to that, I think Joel Caldwell will be extremely happy with Bailey Stevens' first 10 minutes of this term. He's been fantastic.
renowned speedster, came across from Vermont last year. They've produced some good players for the other teams.
Brucey's kicked one only a minute ago, and this one goes straight over the goal umpire's head. That's his second. The Jets hit the front here at the 10-minute mark of the first quarter on EFL game day. They're kicking straight, 2 straight 12. The Waverley Blues 1-1-7. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe. EFL.org.au. If you're around the grounds today, make sure you keep the scores coming in thick and fast. If there's plays standing out, we want to hear about it at Footy EFL, and Barry Cotts on the score centre will keep us well and truly up to date with everything that flies in.
Yeah, and after all their early play, the Blues trail by 5 points now as Tabernar goes up against Evans once again in the middle of the ground. There's no real winner there as Conyers breaks away and gets a left foot kick out wide and finds its target, and they're away straight away. A quick handball there for Cassini. Found his man, and they kick long inside 50, looking for a bruise again, but he's given away a free kick for man in front.
Which is Turner, who's decided to go deep.
Yeah, is that a move from a game? But they've switched it wide and it's worked so far, but that kick is an absolute stinker, and it's going to be work hard. Sheriff runs his man under the footy, and the Jets will move away again through McDonald. McDonald just pops a high up and under. Bruce does well with the body there on his opponent there, Hawkins, but the Blues will mop up and hope to find a target so they can settle it down. But that kick's just over Taberner's head. So the Jets players here will just, again, it's just frantic footy at the moment. They go right back across goal and find someone there in Brent Honey. So Honey looks back to where he came and finds the steady head of English, who does slow it down ever so slightly and goes back to Sferns. Dylan Sferns doesn't usually have this much space and time with the footy. Takes one bounce, a casual bounce, and then goes bang with an absolute cannon of a left boot down the line towards Odermatt, who works his man under the footy but dropped the mark and gathered it again though, and then goes another big left boot. So 2 left boots and they're inside forward 50, but back behind the play there is Turner, and he quickly handballs. So the initiative is to move it quickly as Malloy goes wide and finds its target there in Hale. So he's out by the cricket nets at right half back for the Blues. So he hasn't got many options. He's going to have to go short. It does, but that kick's just overcooked and finds Young. So Ryan Young mungs one inside forward 50, and Chris Colombo is marked at centre half forward, directly in front.
Once again, the turnover there.
And it's a short kick.
Going infield as well. That's another one of those cardinal sins that if it doesn't come off, you're going to pay the penalty. Big move there by Bryce McCain. He's had to go with a bigger body player, and Ben Turner.
It's Colombo's kick. Looks good off the boot, and it's got the journey. So they've kicked 3 quick ones, and we've almost ticked over 13 minutes here, and it's Heathmont 3 straight 18. They leave the Waverley Blues 1-1-7 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and Jordan Haynes was just hobbling in front of us. He's walking down the boundary line in front of us here, Brash, in the commentary position with the right boots off, and so is the sock. So they'll be testing out that right ankle by the looks of it, and he's come into the game with an injury as well with that head strap. So been in the wars is Jordan.
All of a sudden, Heathmont made a few changes, obviously with rotations, and they've just quickly taken ascendancy in this game.
Yeah, so we're up again. This time the tap's one down by Wood, and it's just hacked out of midair by Conyers, and it's found Colombo, the goal kicker. So, Odermatt. And he's just said, I'm having a dip here, boys. Lee Odermatt. So, as we mentioned pre-game, he would have enjoyed Anzac round, having served for his country, and now he could be serving Heathmont very well.
Easily can kick 50 metres, but this is beyond.
He's run around, he's popped it nice and high.
Oh, he's given it a good roost.
It's there! Oh, Ben! Oh, no! This is beyond him. He's just popped it in.
I said it may be beyond.
Oh, okay. We're going back, but it's another quick one, and the Jets are running away for all Waverley's good start. They're 4 straight 24. Waverley Blues 1-1-7. 14 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and it's getting a bit messy now, Ben.
You've got to love that confidence from a senior player in Lee Odermatt, who's been a club champion here, gone to South Belgrave. Now he's back. He knows this ground like the back of his hand. Probably should have backed him in all the way there, Brush. But I tell you what, if you're going to have a ping from 60, you want to put it through, don't you?
Most definitely.
Pye to start play here again. 4 straight in a row now for the Heathmont Football Club. They're doing it well, and now the ruckman in Young just stole it. His kick was smothered in the middle of the ground. Pack does form, but the Blues look like they have the numbers. Here's Luxor, little kick out wide, looking for a teammate. It might sit up okay for him. Nicely done there by McLean, inside forward 50. The ball goes now, but a strong mark has been taken by Dylan Sferns. What a joy it's been to watch him play football for a long time, but his kick, it was chopped off nicely there by Evans. he got the handball away. It was a little bit dangerous there, Sharp. Then his handball was coughed up. Now it'll be the Jets. They've got the spare player out on the half back line in English. He'll just hold it up because he'll want to swing back around on the left. There's no doubt about that. He's looking back, but you know he can get the purchase of 50 metres, and he does just that. He goes towards the Odermatt direction over the top of him. Nicely done there by Smith. The mop up, snap around the body, up and under kick. It was going to always be a contest, and seen over the boundary line and out of bounds by Gary Conyers. Let's go around the grounds. Is Barry Cotts on the score centre?
Yeah, and Bourne and East Ringwood. It's Bourne 1-2-8. East Ringwood no score early part first quarter.
Tap one down by Taberner for the Blues, and they're just going to move it through play. Okay, just fumbling there a bit was Hawkins, and going into support and just sitting on top of someone is Conyers. He's got a bit more contested since he's moved from the Demons.
Just stopped there.
Michael Robinson gets it out to Taberner. Handball over the top. They're living dangerously in the big ruckman now, and Taberner spins Robert Wood over, and we'll have a ball up here just in front of the benches.
Really like the last 5 minutes of Heathmont. They've really upped the intensity on the ball carrier. Waverley Blues not getting a sniff of it at the moment.
And Wood wins that tap. He's a dominant figure. Rourke though loses the footy. It's kicked forward by the Blues. Drop mark there. Sheriff went to knees pretty early, lost his footing. Evans is going to tackle here. He does lay a tackle on Knudsen, who breaks through that one, but he's wrapped up a second time. That kick got away. It will go out in the full. So the Waverley Blues will get their free kick. Great tackle by Jake Twycross.
Yeah, not lucky to not get a free kick there.
Well, they'll get it regardless, luckily for them, Brash, and it'll be taken here by Billy Evans, who swings around the right boot and drills it low in what can only be the turner direction. But he's got a hand to it, and Sverns did well to rush it through from behind. They are 1-2-8 Waverley Blues. They trail by 16 points. Heathmont Jets 4 straight 24. So brought back into play by McIntosh here for the Jets. He's looking to come out to our commentary position, but he's gone out of the square, so we're going to have a ball up. So here's a chance for the Blues to get a 7-point play. So they're just stepping out of the square. They do need a goal.
They do.
They need a goal here, Waverley Blues.
So it looks like it'll be Turner in the ruck going up against his direct opponent in Sverns. So umpire throws it up. Turner wins the tap, but to no one in particular except his direct opponent in Sverns. But it comes out the back. Quick snap over the body, over the left shoulder there from Malloy. Is it behind? So they are 1-3-9 now to Heathmont 4 straight 24, and McIntosh will have a second go at it, Ben.
Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, and Mirrabbark doing it well in the first quarter in Division 2. Mirrabbark 5-1, 31 to Mulgrave. 1 behind, 1 point.
Keep the scores coming in at Footy EFL via Twitter. We know it's early in the first term, right across the eastern suburbs, but everybody wants to know everything, as we do as well. As the kick goes out, Aberrees couldn't quite take the mark, slapped down at the fall. The ball nicely done there by McKean. It was a look away handball, and Twycross, he copped one.
Conyers.
Well, there was not much he could do about that. And I tell you what, he'll receive the free kick, but I don't think there was anything too untoward. The elbows were down and the hip and shoulder was on as part of the game.
It's just the bump though now, isn't it, Ben? There's a lot of conjecture this week about Ryan Burton for Hawthorn, and it's a similar sort of thing. I don't think the intention was there from Conyers to flatten Twycross, but
no, I certainly don't think so at all. And I suppose if you wind back the clock, that would certainly probably be a play on instant. But he did cop it. He did cop it high and he hit the deck. So a free kick will go to Jake Twycross.
The umpires have done well to just put out that fire as well.
Yeah, they could have got a little bit ugly.
It's a physical game, there's no doubt about that, so it's good that the umpires have done their job. Handball off now, the kick goes forward by Coughlin. Can he put it through? But you heard the Bronx cheers from the Heathmont faithful. They enjoyed that one, skewing off to the left-hand side, and out of bounds on the full is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard almost into time on here in the first term, and it is the home side Heathmont who piled on 4 quick goals to lead this game against the Waverley Blues 1-3-9 as the kick goes out towards half-back, mate.
Oh, and look at that, just hunk of a man. A bruise. Got the ripped the rip jumper now, just showing those that chest off. Abruzzi. Sorry.
Abruzzi.
We've got to think of a nickname. It might be Tarzan with the jumper that way, so it's chucked in beautifully by the umpire. Wood won the tap down. Savage just knocked it forward, though, for the Blues. McIntosh steps into a tackle. Conyers has lost the footy to Twycross, who's recovered from that hit, and he pops it up towards Turner. Sverns does really well, and the Heathmont have the numbers, and they'll run it away here, and it's a quick breakaway there. And they go down the line into the centre, but it's all the Blues there. Is it Malloy? Goes short. Has it gone 15? It has, according to the umpires. So Paul Savage will have a chance to have a ping from just outside the arc. And you'd say by the looks of it, there doesn't look to be too much wind out there today. And I might give him the O to Matt Curse. I reckon he's got the journey here, BWS. And they need this goal, the Blues.
Season performer.
Yes.
Would lock it in 3 years ago. Does he have the purchase?
Well, we'll see. He's kicking slightly uphill. That's all I can say. So it looks all right off the boot. It might have just faded left. No, it's there. It's there for the Blues. So they get a much-needed second brash. They're 2-3-15. Heathmont are 4 straight 24. We've just ticked into time on here in the first quarter, and they've done well here, the Blues, to get one back and steady the tide.
Yeah, just to rest Heathmont's momentum here for the last 2 or 3 minutes, just so that, and just gives them a little glimmer of hope going into quarter time.
Well, it's five scoring shots to 4, Brash, so I feel like it is relatively even, but you're spot on in the fact that the last 15 minutes has been owned by the Heathmont Football Club. See if they spent their tickets, and the Blues are going to get the centre clearance again. Evans got the handball away, and they will charge forward. Little short pass up towards centre half forward. Turner it wasn't
McNamara.
Turner. It was McNamara. Spins around now, kicks it towards the Turner direction. Got one bite on it, then knocked it over. Heathmont do have the numbers, though. It comes out to Tommy Rourke. Switches the play, looking for English. He's on his unfavourable side. It was a one-on-one contest, keeping it alive beautifully. There was Robinson. Kicked it to the top of the goal square. And a big fly, nicely knocked away by the Sheriff. He had Coughlin going up, trying to bring the second bite down. First minus score for the Waverley Blues. The 5th minus score for the Waverley Blues. They'll be spewing on a couple of those as well. Had some good forward entries, and it's quick, smart that the ball comes back in for Heathmont. Perfect time to go to Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, another score in Division 2. Mitcham 1-2-8 is trailing on Turner South 1-4-10.
Very close game out there at Walker Park as the kick goes down towards the wing position. Heathmont, it was a 2-on-1 situation, but it was nicely done by Burley. Kicked it up, but the big man Taberner patted it to his advantage, then went after it again. It'll be a good third effort here, but nicely done, then stolen there by Sindri. This way, that way, swings around now on the left, kicks it up towards centre half forward, where a fantastic mark has been taken by Conyers. He's off to the races, inside forward 50. Oh, magnificent running. Tommy Rourke, we've seen him all around the ground. He only had a touch in the back pocket moments ago. He streamed down the outside, and he'll have a ping from about 40 metres out, almost directly in front, Brash.
You're right, the BWS is right, he started it back here.
Yeah, a really good piece of play there by Gary Conyers. Sized up the situation, got him, Tommy Rourke, right on the outside there, and lobbed a beautiful pass.
So Tom Rourke comes in now. It's gone for the old slip, slop, slap option today with the zinc on the nose and under the eyes. Leans over it, kicks strong and kicks straight as well. That's 5 straight for the Heathmont Jets on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 23 and a half minutes here into this first term, and they've opened up a handy 14-point lead. The Waverley Blues 2-4-16. Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, we've got some Division 3 scores. Ferntree Gully 3-1-19 is leading Warrandyte 1-2-8, and Donvale 1-1-7 is leading Chertside Park 1 goal straight 6.
I'm just having a look at the outs here this afternoon for Heathmont. Al Canutes and Robbie Savoury and Joel Merritt, 3 guys that normally get a Guernsey in the seniors here at Heathmont. Spots are hard to get here this year.
English flicks it out to Sheriff, who came off half-back flank, and he chips wide and finds Burley. So little Ryan Burley here on centre wing.
Jeez, looks like a grasshopper.
He does, and he's just banged that on the right shoe. And a bruise. Oh, a bruisey from the back. Tarzan. He's flying over the back with the Blues mop up on hands and knees, and after a first failed attempt, they get it through, and it's Savage. Boots it long down the line towards us, but it looks here like it's a lot of work to do for Billy Evans, and he does well. He wraps up Jake Sheriff right in front of us, and it's just come 360 from where Sheriff had it before, and we'll have a ball up.
Is he given a free kick here?
No, it's a ball up. All the players reverting their positions. Taberner goes up unopposed and taps it straight down. But first to get there will be Stevens, Bailey Stevens, who started well. Sharp gets on the boot and it goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And Brash, they were saying pre-game that Robbie Savory had an interrupted pre-season, so they're quite happy with him to have a couple of runs in the development squad, as they call it these days.
It's not a bad bloke to have coming back in, is it?
It's not. And he was instrumental in that prelim final win.
Exactly.
So it'll be tossed in right in front of us. Taberner going up against Evans. Evans wins the tap down to Colombo. Handball out to English, who doesn't seem to run much, but he's got a lot of the ball. Puts on that left shoe and just mungs one high up in the air. It's hard to sit under, but it's a great mark taken there. And handballed off there by Brown. Finn Brown gave it off to Young, who spears it in towards Tarzan Abruzzi, who drops the mark.
Touch on the ball.
Price is taken, got his hands free just in time. Brown goes hard after it. And just keeping it out in front of himself there is Hughes for the Blues. He's sitting on top there by numerous players, and the umpire calls for a ball up. They've let a couple go there in regards to the incorrect disposal. Brash?
Yeah, Brent English, he's probably the Greg Williams of the EFL, I reckon. He just
Tom Mitchell-esque.
Yeah.
Comes out now, a little toe poke there by Cassini, looking for Odermatt. It's on his favourable side. Can Lee keep it in? He can't. Yeah, James Coghlan right on his hammer over the boundary line. It goes. Barry Cots, more scores around the ground.
Yes, Division 4, Coldstream 2-2-14 is leading Surrey Park 1-1-7.
Expect that one to be. That's our slab there, Dan.
one of many. Certainly did enjoy Park Orchards being favourite out at the LSO in pre-match.
Don't start me. Don't start me, Ben.
Came out, English just stole it out of the ruck and then thumped a 30-metre handball, but it was taken by Coghlan. Stops props, almost looked like he was going to concede the behind, but kicks it out towards his teammate there in Playstead. Over the top of his head it goes, and it went for a wrong, and the Blues do have the number, so at the fall the ball still across their defensive 50. Hawkins gets boot to ball into the middle of ground, trapped by Colombo. He's taken in a strong tackle there. McDonald got the handball over the back. Then they've still got the numbers, they've still got the support here. McIntosh for Heathmont, they're going backwards to go forwards. They need Sindri to charge through, which is exactly what he did. Got the handball to Young, he arched the back in the middle of the ground, kicks it towards Aberisi. He had two players to beat. Tommy Rourke on the left boot. Tommy Rourke, and he put this one through. Top of the goal square, it's touched through though. Hughes was right there, and it was good defence. Got excited, as did everyone here in the social club, including outside the ground, and that's the first minor score on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard for the Heathmont Football Club. They lead by 15 points, 5-1-31, Waverley Blues 2-4-16. Around the grounds with Barry Cots.
Yes, Division 1, Blackburn 2-2-14 to South Croydon, 3 behind, 3 points.
So we brought back in by Thomas Gill.
Should have changed your tip, Brush.
And he goes out to the outer side. A big fly from Odermatt. Couldn't bring it down. Play carries on, and there's just a swarm of red and blue around it, and that's how they seem to play. Before, they were just charging through the middle of the ground, and the Jets' backline did really well before. So it'll be tossed up again. Taberner's rucked this whole quarter by the looks of it for the Blues, but he's missed that one. Evans won it down, but it's flicked outside there by Luxup. And McNamara goes up there against McDonald. John McDonald does well on hands and knees. He's got 3 Blues players here. He's just sitting on top of an umpire. But the umpire says, no, he's beaten 3 of you. He doesn't deserve to get pinged, and we'll have a ball up on the far side.
With Daniel placed it out of the side, James Taberner's going to have to do the bulk of the ruck for most of the afternoon.
He's performed admirably so far. So Ben Turner just whacks it on the boot towards Savage. The 2 goal kickers combined. Savage does well, beats 2 in the air, but his kick finds his target. A low spearing ball to Billy Evans, who looks like he wants to go inboard, but he might have to have this shot at goal with so little time. No, he's going to pop it inboard to McNamara, who takes the mark. So
poor checking there.
It was poor checking from the Jets. It was really well done there by Turner to get it forward. Savage to beat 2 blokes out by the scoreboard there. And then even better work from Billy Evans to keep a cool head when I didn't have one. And he's chipped it inboard to Ryan McNamara.
They covered the zone well, Heathmont, but they just didn't. They just took their eye off the bloke sneaking into that forward 50.
I don't want to sound old, but that's where the zone falls down, Brash. As McNamara trots in.
Yeah.
Must kick.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Kicked. Not a shadow of a doubt. Waverley Blues get their 3rd. They are 3-4-22. They trail Heathmont by 9 points. They're 5-1-33. We are deep into this first quarter on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yep, they've done well this quarter, Waverley Blues, to keep in the contest, because Heathmont have actually threatened when they've had their time to blow the game away.
Heathmont have been more damaging going forward. The Waverley Blues have certainly had their chances there. I tell you what, is it a 50-metre mark out here? I know I've challenged a few players, and that was a magnificent kick by Ryan McMurray.
Didn't kick it.
He's speared it like 45 metres. Absolutely fantastic. Back in the middle of the ground. Who's going to bust their way through? This time it's Sharp on the left boot, kicks it out wide. He's looking for Twycross over the top of him, but he was able to together. Was smothered nicely. Still a hot footy along the wing position, right in front of the Social Club here. This way, that way. Nicely done by Young into the middle of the ground. Then a series of handballs that Jets try to create some space, but Young has it back and he just conceded. He'll be lucky just to let this one hold up, because you could tell that he'd given up the ghost.
So they're lucky they got away with that there.
Really good smother by Ryan Burley.
Hot footy right in the middle of the ground. We've ticked over 30 minutes in this first term as the siren sounds to announce quarter time, and what an entertaining first term it was. Hope you enjoyed it on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe, efl.org.au. It's